In this video, how to determine the minimum inhibitory concentration, or MIC, value of an antibiotic, and how to use the MIC to determine the antimicrobial susceptibility interpretation is demonstrated. Following the 16 to 20 hour incubation, remove the Mueller-Hinton plate from the incubator. Verify that the growth is confluent and pure. This Mueller-Hinton plate shows a nice lawn of growth with one type of colony. Hold the plate with the agar side of the plate facing you, a few inches above a black background illuminated with reflected light. The MIC value is determined from the front of the agar plate by the unaided eye. Do not use a magnifying device to determine the MIC endpoint. The MIC value reported is where the pointed end of the inhibition ellipse intersects with the side of the strip. Examining this Mueller-Hinton plate, the MIC value for the antibiotic is determined to be 0.25 micrograms per milliliter. When the growth occurs along the entire strip, in other words, there is no inhibition ellipse seen, report the MIC as greater than or equal to the highest value on the MIC scale indicated on the strip. When the inhibition ellipse is below the strip, in other words, it does not intersect the strip, report the MIC less than the lowest value on the MIC scale. To determine if the measurement is susceptible, resistant, or intermediate, you need to consult the Clinical Laboratory Standards Institute, or CLSI, performance standards for antimicrobial susceptibility testing. First, we locate the correct section for the organism. This is indicated in the right-hand corner of the documents. The organism we tested today is Escherichia coli, so we are going to use the section labeled Enterobacteriaceae. Next, you locate the antibiotic tested, indicated in the second column. The IP on the strip stands for imipenem, so that is what we need to locate. Once we find the correct antibiotic, we read across the row to the correct column for interpretation. Notice there are two different columns, one for zone diameter interpretive criteria and one for MIC interpretive criteria. The E-test is an MIC test, so we want to use the MIC interpretive criteria. The MIC value of 0.25 micrograms per milliliter for imipenem is interpreted as susceptible. This means our Escherichia coli we tested is susceptible to imipenem.